Welcome. My name is Kate Marand. I'm the program manager for the Department of Small and Local Business Development's Innovation and Equitable Development team. Every Wednesday at noon from the MLK Library in downtown DC, we offer a lunch and learn, an information session for DC businesses and entrepreneurs. I'm incredibly excited for our speaker today. We have Latoria Brent from the Women's Business Center, one of our great partners in doing lots of great things for DC businesses. So Latoria, I'm just going to turn everything over to you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Latoria Brent. I am the Small Business Specialist with the DC Women's Business Center, and I'm going to share with you about the DC Women's Business Center and how we can be of support to you and your business. The mission of the DC Women's Business Center is to empower entrepreneurs to build a resilient and successful businesses, strengthen their community's economy, and create wealth for their families. Envision a thriving ecosystem of women entrepreneurs in the DC metro region who have access to the tools, capital, knowledge, and networks to create a supportive environment in which to grow their business. We are a part of a network of over 135 women business centers around the country funded by Small Business Administration, also known as SBA, and we are a program of the National Community Reinvestment Coalition. Here at the DC Women's Business Center, we are able to provide assistance delivery methods under the following things. We provide one-on-one counseling, webinars, training courses, peer-to-peer exchanges, website, blogs. We have a resource list of grants, funding, as well as research reports depending on the demographic of your area of your business. Another method that we've just started is we have a Shop Her located at Union Station, and that is something that is consisted of 15 women entrepreneurs who've never had retail space, and we have a lease with Union Station for 6 months. And so this has given our women businesses a first time to kind of showcase their new businesses, or if they lost their retail space during the pandemic, we've been hosting them at this location. So I just want to kind of put that out there. Next, what's going on there? Okay, here we go. So the tools, capital, and knowledge and network of the Women's Business Center. We provide, for example, if you need a business plan, we have a tool called Live Plan. It's writing a business plan, and it's a template that we use to kind of just help you build your business plan, and it kind of implements all the things. You kind of just fill it in. We also use Growth Well, which is a business decision making. So if your business has been around for a little bit longer, you need like to go in a little bit more details, analytics, whether it's dealing with suppliers, financials, accounting, or you just want to revisit your business plan. That is something that we could utilize for you at the center is under Growth Well. Another thing is we provide capital, referrals to funding resources. We also assist with loans and or grant applications, and we are a Kiva partner. And we have had clients come through to get these awards and grants, as well as we do assist with the EIDL loan under SBA. However, we do not check the status of your application or anything of that nature. So I just want to make sure we're just a resource center under SBA, because I know sometimes people are like, can you check out about our funding and did we get our loan? We don't do that at the center. The other tool that we provide is under knowledge, how to start a business. We help you with budgeting and financing. We provide assistance with e-commerce. We also help with government contracts, as well as marketing and sales, and a host of more things that relates to your business. Under our networks, we have peer-to-peer events, resource providers, advisors, mentors, and we also have a Facebook group. So if you are a woman-owned business, please join us on our Facebook group. I highly encourage you all to sign up for our services, just to get our newsletter as well, because there's a host of different things that come out. And I say you can never have too many resources, because every resource agent has a different network of different things. So you want to kind of just mix and dabble and see what's out there, especially now, things are starting to open up and you want to really brand your business. So it's all about networking, people. You have to network. And the other thing is with us is what we provide, how it works with us. One-on-one counseling, attending webinars, you tell us what you need. services, network, access to funding and resources, and others. But you have to come, when you come in, some women, they're just like, I want to start a business. I don't really know. I have an idea. We can talk about your idea. Could it turn into a business? Do you have the resources, or do you know what market you're trying to go into? So we provide all of those in our one-on-one counseling sessions, and they're featured with me mostly. So I'm really excited to be able to kind of help women entrepreneurs brand themselves, figure out the idea of which direction, because a lot of times your business idea could actually be a nonprofit idea. So you want to really kind of decide, is this something I want to do? And we're here to help you with those resources and what you need. Go to the next slide. Okay, just a couple things, because I know it's actually been a short and sweet lunch and learn. We have upcoming training and events. We have women entrepreneurs, how to learn how to start a business. This is always a great webinar to attend, because we're going to talk a little bit about your idea, your vision, and how to really put that in place. Should you become a sole proprietor? Should you become an LLC? What location should your business be in? What does my marketing look like for my business? So we kind of discuss all of those things in our how to start a business webinar. So if you're thinking about starting a business, and you want to come in, I really recommend you come into this webinar and ask questions, as well as to kind of give you advice of just, is this something I want to do? Is this business idea for me? Plus, it's also another great way to network with other current businesses that may be coming in, just for a refresher. In April, we have a financial wellness for female entrepreneurs coming up, and that's going to be held on April 20th, 2022. Now, I do recommend that you visit our website, sign up for our newsletter, sign up for one-on-one counseling. If you have questions, you can email me at lbrent@dcwbc.org. I will drop that in the chat, and you will see it on the screen of how to contact me. But yeah, we're just here to be of a resource to you women entrepreneurs, and just, network with you and be of support. Again, we have Shop Her, which has been a great program that we've implemented at Union Station. And it's phenomenal to see these 15 women businesses grow. Some, again, as I mentioned, have never had business or retail space, and they're thriving, and they've gotten free space. So the program we've offered is free space for them for 6 months. Now we've gotten it extended for 3 more months. We're still looking to kind of for other financial resources to help us keep them there. But we do try to help our women entrepreneurs as much as we can. So I would love to see you guys, reach out to me so we can help you with your business. Let me see the next thing. And thank you for allowing me to present to you who we are. I'm on a team of Heidi Shepard, who's our project director, Sade McCoy, who's our communication specialist. And also we're on social media. So if you send us a message on Facebook or Instagram, Sade would be the one that would receive the message and let us know. And then I'm Latoria Brent, your small business specialist. So I believe there's questions in the chat. Is there any questions?
So, Latoria, we don't have any questions in the chat just yet, but I do want to invite everyone who is here, and maybe we just saw one actually, that came in. Let's see. It's a little bit longer, so I'm going back up to the top of it. We have a hello from someone. And as people think, I'm going to check that for questions, but as we ask folk for questions, I've got a couple for you to just get us started. And one of the things I'd love to ask you about and help share more with everybody else, the Women's Business Center has a really fantastic grants list. That not just government grants, but foundation grants and corporate grants for businesses. It's one of, we refer people to it all the time. It's one of the best lists that we've seen. But could you share a little bit more about the wonderful grants list that you keep?
So we get a variety of different grants. They're also featured on our website. We try to update them monthly or weekly. And so if you are a woman entrepreneur seeking funding, we really try to find different grants for you. I'm actually working on a new resource list. So I'm going to drop my email in here, because I will have a new list that I can email out by the end of the week if people are interested, but that's not on the site yet. And you know, and the grant list that we have, it ranges depending on the nature of your business. It could be for retail, it could be for technology, it could be for clothing. but it's a great list. And recommend that you look through the list once you do receive it, because there's other links within those lists from organizations that may relate to your business, where it may not be for you now, but it will provide you with another resource of a grant. Like, for example, Hello Alice is another great one that connects other grant recipients with other organizations.
Wonderful. And someone just asked again in the chat, how do they get on that list? Latoya, they email you at the address that you
Yeah,
dropped in?
so if you email me, but there's also, we send things out in our newsletter and on our website. But when I'm putting together a new list, like what I do is I try to find extra resources for my clients in my sessions, kind of related to them and just, outside the box for grants and things. So if you email me, I can send you that direct list of my new grants, because I'm still tailoring it, and I can send it out to you from what I have, because sometimes it's a little different from what's posted.
Wonderful. And I think that's a great question to deepen into a little bit. When it thinks about what does it mean for you to be a client of the center and therefore receive those resources ongoing, someone could just take a look at the list that's on the website and apply to some things, but what is the benefit? And you've talked about this, but just to reiterate, what is the benefit of someone becoming a client of the Women's Business Center when they are pursuing grant opportunities like that?
I think it's great for you to become a client of the center, because first of all, you get to talk to me most of the time, and I can really go into detail with you. I have been a serial entrepreneur. I've been a mother entrepreneur for, like I say, the last 20 years. And so you're getting something, knowledge, and from someone who's been a part of the process. I've also taught it collegiately, where I was a professor in entrepreneurship. So it's a different type of conversation you have with someone like myself to really help you with your business. And so I think, once you come in, we really analyze, and what I try to do is try to see what works for you, because every business is different. So this grant may be a great idea, or this event may be a great idea for one business, but it may not pertain to your business. So I really own in and try to task it based upon the needs of your particular business versus overall the same information for everyone.
Wonderful. And I think, as we think about that, and, one thing I'd love for you to be able to talk about too, you made a great comment earlier on that, more resources are great. I know sometimes when we talk to entrepreneurs, we suggest becoming clients at multiple centers, working with multiple folks across the district. And, as you think about that space, if someone's like, well, I'm already a TA client here, can I be a TA client at the Women's Business Center also? If you could speak to that.
So I think it's great, again, when I say multiple resources and multiple networks, because SCORE may have different resources than the DC Women's Business Center. There may be someone that can offer a different, we'll say, accounting course or something. So you, as a business owner, you want to network. That's how you get your business out there. You meet people, everyone knows about you. And I think it's good to diversify, where you can see what each center or each service has to offer. Because if you just go with one center or service, you won't know what else is out there, because it could be a free program, it could be a different grant application, it could be a different type of mentoring, but you want to see what's best for your business, and you want to expose yourself to everything. And we live in a unique area where we have DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So it's very important, like if your business is based in Virginia, you want to know the resources in Virginia, not just DC. Because you're considered a foreign entity. So you want to kind of know what's going on locally. I know what DC has, or the same is with Maryland. So I think you really want to just network, because there's so many things out there for entrepreneurs, and especially for women. There's so much out there, and you want to make sure you're getting the most. And as I tell people, Rome was not built overnight. You have to pick and choose and take your time and do it right.
Thank you for that. And I want to remind folks on the line, if you want to unmute and ask a question, or if you'd like to drop a question in the chat, please do. I know I have a few more for Latoya, and one has come in from my team in the chat as well. So I'm going to read that question off next.
Okay.
So the Women's Business Center is an SBA affiliate organization. Does that mean that the Women's Business Center has access to SBA market data? And so if yes, can you talk about what that would look like for businesses to work with that SBA information?
No, as I mentioned earlier, we do not have access. So we are just a resource center funded through the SBA. So I know we do get questions about, can you check this? Can you guys do? We can't do that on this end.
Okay. It's a related question, but one that we get a lot of questions about. And this is the Federal Women-Owned Business Certification. Is that something that, one, you can support people with, and two, can you talk a little bit about that? Because I've heard it's a difficult process. So if you know more about that, I could share a little bit. I think that would be great.
Okay, so about that process, we are actually doing a cohort for that for women entrepreneurs. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that in the newsletter where our center has put a program on. It's a 5-week program. It's closed now because we have 100 participants. And it's to help become a certified woman-owned business. A lot of women-owned businesses like to get the certification, particularly if you are doing government contracting, state or local government things, you want to have that certification as a woman-owned business. However, as we stated in our last training, it may not be for every business to be a certified woman-owned business, but it's something that it does help depending on the nature of your business or industry that you're trying to work with. And it can be a tedious process to go through. You have to set up a SAMS account. You have to do a little bit more legwork. But what we're doing here at the center, we're offering a 5-week course, and our center is actually paying for 45 women businesses to get this certification. So, which is a great opportunity. I myself am learning a little bit more in depth about how this process is. It's very detailed. You want to make sure you have your financials in place. You want to make sure your business is formed and you have your organizational documents in place as you apply. So it's very important that you set your structure and the foundation of your business up in that matter in order to kind of move forward and apply for this type of program, because they're going to look at everything when you do apply for this. And we're planning to open up another session later this summer because we had so many women interested. We've done the webinars on this, but to actually be able to help women entrepreneurs get the certification and pay for it from the center is a really big deal. So I highly recommend you all, again, sign up for our newsletter, sign up in our system, because things like this is what we're different for. This is a different type of resource. So please let me know if you have any questions as it relates to the incoming class in July, and I can get that information once I have it to you.
Latoya, that is amazing. I just want to underscore how amazing that is, because it is a certification that is, as you mentioned, is so important for government contractors, and it can be a difficult process. And so it is so wonderful to know that there is a resource here in the district that is able to work with people and help offset costs. That's a truly amazing resource. I want to see if there are any more questions as folks are coming in, because we've got a bit more time that we can talk about this, but I have a few more questions that I'll go into as well. So one question might be, if someone had signed up to be part of the Women's Business Center years ago, like say 10 years ago, and they hadn't contacted recently, but they're interested in getting back in touch, what are some of the things that you might share with them, both for why and how?
Oh, it's the same thing. I think we have clients who were clients before my time here at the center, and they come back. So whether they were 10 years, 12 years ago, you should still be in our system, and it'll just show that you haven't reached out in 5 or 6 years. So I say, come back. Just come back and just see what resources, everyone has a season for something. So this could be the season just to ask a question about funding, or you may need a marketing tip that or assistance with. Reach out to us. This is what we're here for. We're really here to support you and to get your business the services and the resources you need. And it's free. Take advantage of it.
I super appreciate that. And I know, I think one of my last questions is going to go back onto Shop Her, and I did share the link for Shop Her. And I think that is a great opportunity. I wonder if maybe you want to share just a little bit about how the Women's Business Center is thinking about recovery. We know businesses are in all sorts of different spaces right now on recovery. There are new businesses. I don't know if we are in a new phase of recovery, but just some of the big picture thoughts about what's important for businesses to know, and the direction that the center is going as we look to support so many businesses across the district.
So we're really encouraging, entrepreneurship, just flat out. It just takes time. If your business pivoted during the pandemic, it's peaks and valleys. We've learned that, the pandemic was a shock. We never saw that coming. And so as all businesses recover, we've had to recover and figure out how do we pivot with times? Everything is Zoom. More businesses need sessions, we're doing versus in person. How can we get more funding for women? How can we get retail space? So it's kind of, we've had to pivot with the change of everything, like life, like how everyone else has had to pivot. But what we've seen is that in that, so many businesses suffered, and it was a lot of women businesses, and it was a lot of minority businesses, and even Union Station suffered, because people weren't traveling, everyone was working from home, and so just having the Shop Her was an opportunity not only for these women businesses that had had a retail space. We had one that lost her space in Georgetown. We had one that lost her space on H Street. And then we had some that had never had retail space. They had only been online, and one had just started her business right during the pandemic, and everything changed. And so what we decided to do was kind of cultivate in the space where we needed Union Station, they needed us. And it's been a phenomenal partnership. But I say to you all, we plan for one type of future, but it can change. And as we've learned, brick and mortar, was the way back, pre-pandemic, and now we're shifting back to get more people in to the stores to come back out. So as you plan your business, always plan for the uncertain. You just never know what's going to happen and how you'll have to recover, and have a plan in place. Just something in place to know, okay, if my business has to shift for e-commerce for a month, what will happen to my store location? Will it just be a drop-in location, or can I market it and use it as a WeWork space? You want to craft something in place. And I think that we've learned that through this pandemic over this last 2 years.
Thank you for all of that. We did get another question in the chat, and so I'll read that off. I think it might be the Women-Owned Business Certification. So we got a question again about assistance with the EDWOSB application. I don't know if I know that acronym. Is that the same one we were just talking about?
Yeah, that's the certified. Yes, so we do. If you set up an appointment with me, I can walk you through what we know, like the basics of the application. And if you're able to get into the program, you will have a mentor. We do have mentors working with our women business owners to become certified, because again, it is a tedious process. Depending on where you are in your application, I will be able to provide you with guidance.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. I know we have one call-in user, so I have sent you a request to unmute since you can't see the chat if you'd like to ask any questions. That's for our 202 call-in number. Feel free to unmute if you'd like to ask a question. Okay, wonderful. Well, Latoria, I know we did a sort of wrap-up question, but do you have any other pieces that you'd love to share with DC businesses?
I'm trying to think. Let's see. I know it's like so many things out there. I think that you really have to decide where you are with your business, put your plan in place. You need to really network. And if you want to expand, one thing I would love to see more women businesses do you have something you can take international? Entering an international market is always, a great idea. Whether it's a type of service you have, whether it's a product you have, think broader than DC. Think broader. Really try to grow your business global. Make those global relationships. And that is something that, that is on my forecast to help businesses with over this next year, to try to really push more businesses to become global.
Well, on that note, I want to say thank you so much to Latoria Brent. Oh, nope, there's another question that just came in, so we're going to get these last couple of questions. So one is a question of, do you help with businesses from the idea stage?
I do. I love the idea stage, because I help people brainstorm and get creative, and help you kind of say, is this an idea, or could this potentially just be a hobby, or is it a business? So please reach out to me and have a session with me, and I can really help you. And again, it's free. You're getting free advice from someone who has so many years of experience. Any other questions? Oh, I was trying to read the chat too, because I'm like, oh, it popped up.
So I think those are all the questions for now, but we have dropped Latoria's email address in the chat. You can find their website right here that's on the screen. You can also always send an email to us at Inno.ED if you are looking to get connected to any of our partner resource providers. So I will drop that email in the chat again as well. That is inno.ed@dc.gov. And we love helping DC entrepreneurs connect with so many of the wonderful resources across the district, like the Women's Business Center. I want to say thanks, everyone, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
Thank you.